Hey folks, and welcome back to the channel. So before we dive into this, I've noticed a lot of you are coffee lovers, and I've noticed a lot of people suggest different bean types. I've just ordered some beans, and I'll let the person know what I think of these beans. But I really find this interesting. Please let me know what different types of coffee beans that you folks enjoy, because I'm a bit of a coffee snob. I've got a barista machine and I do very much enjoy crafting a coffee. So let me know. Other than that, folks, drop a subscription, try to support where you can, and let's just jump straight into this. So I have spoken in a previous video about the HCC Dream Team. I don't want people to get misconcepted that this is me, because like I said in that video, I don't ever want to be paid nor be part of a paid team, because I do what I do because I enjoy doing it, because I want to see this blockchain flourish, and I don't need to be part of these teams. I do what I do because I do it. It is that simple. So like I was saying, there's all these sorts of different issues we've got, and a lot of it is simply funding's not going to where it should be going. So this whole idea of getting a dream team together is me saying what I believe moving forward should be the team that is just one team, not an L1 and L2 and marketing team, and then an endpoint provider that we pay externally as a third-party wallet and all sorts of stuff like that. I feel like the system needs streamlining. That's the whole point in the pay per milestone system and the United Vision. And we will be getting on to the Dream Team. Now, what you're looking at here, I know, crazy, right? Cost per quarter, 0, 0. You're thinking, what? How's this possible? How are we getting all of this for free? If you go and look, legacy infrastructure, for those of you who may be a little bit confused, it's this system here, okay? It's the system that you all use. So when I say legacy, that means classic. Legacy is classic. And that's how TFL refer to our blockchain, as the legacy blockchain. Okay, they don't say classic. They refer to it simply as legacy and legacy assets. It has its own sort of system entirely, but it's still interwoven in to Terra Money system, which is really important. So like I was saying, this is legacy, okay, and that's the mainnet. We're Columbus 5, this is Phoenix 1. Columbus 5, Phoenix 1. So moving back to this lovely little PowerPoint chart I've put together, and I really like these because they really do draw a good image in somebody's head. You can see it, you're getting a visual representation, and then you're getting someone who's also going to break it down to give you an audio sort of representation of things. People are different learners, so these things really do help. Do share this video out, folks. It's really important. Now, like I was saying, this all comes for free. Astroport, it works, okay? It's totally up to date. TerraSwap, it works. It's totally up to date. I made 2 swaps, one on Astroport and one on TerraSwap just before I made this video. So they both work. And just a little bit of a scoop for everybody, I got way better rates through TerraSwap than I did through Astroport. It was almost a 50% difference. So do look, have a look, because you know, one might offer better rates than the other. Now, like I was saying, that comes for free. They keep updating, they keep supporting this blockchain. The reason being is because everybody uses them to swap. We are providing a utility use case for them, and it's really good for us to utilize a system like this, right? Until what? Until we can afford to develop our own system like this, which the blockchain benefits from, and we can go and integrate that on other chains like these folks have, right? So, like I was saying, both swapping comes for free. So what we're looking at here is the blockchain and what it needs. Okay, so we've got swapping and we've got wallet infrastructure. Okay, where do our endpoints come from? All nodes. All nodes has provide endpoint infrastructure since we've been around, since before we've been around. They're going to continue doing that because that's what they do. They're honest people. They love the blockchain. They support it. Something to absorb is the last update was an absolute disaster, and people are still suffering now. a validator is double signed and all sorts of different stuff. It's crazy the damage that has been caused. Who did they run to save a day? All nodes. So it's at this point, all nodes are doing pretty much everything. And, we give them no love. A lot of people have given them a lot of hate because a lot of people are betrayed into the idea of, oh, they're centralized, they're controlling the chain, they can blow it all up. Why would they do that? Why would they come in save a day if they're these bad people that want to do everything? So anyway, looking at this from a real technical sort of historical and what information we have available is the LUNC blockchain as it stands could stop paying for everything right now, right? Everything, all the development teams, every endpoint provider, all of it. It could all stop and the chain would be absolutely fine. You've got your swaps, you've got your endpoint infrastructure, and you've got your wallet infrastructure. So it's at what point as a community do we then go to ourselves, why are we paying $250,000 out a quarter to fund different teams? Right? I totally get it with the quant teams. They come forward with an idea. They ask for 2 months paycheck. They've been paid that. If they repeg it, they repeg it. If they don't, they don't. I get it. It's a 2-month spat. Okay. But moving forward, right? Why are we paying for the other stuff? Why are we paying to fund our next door neighbor's house, i.e. wallet infrastructure and endpoints that we get from all nodes for free? So before I get onto this dream team bit, one thing to note right now is if we are going to give anybody a paycheck, it should be all nodes. The reason why I say that is because the endpoint infrastructure they provide is the best available. Now, some people who absolutely hate my guts will be writing in caps locks, you're just centralizing things. Well, hey, buddy, open your eyes. It's currently centralized. It doesn't matter if all nodes continue to just provide it and we utilize it for free, or there's 2 providers that one we're paying for. It doesn't matter at this point. It's still centralized, right? We're supposed to have like 12 providers, but the blockchain's just not generating enough money for anybody to do anything because the coin's too low in price because of the consistent abuse of paid development teams. The only people that prosper are those selling out their paychecks each quarter. So like I was saying, right, this all comes for free. You've got your swaps, you've got your endpoint infrastructure, and you have got your wallet infrastructure. So for all intent and purposes, right, as a community and validators could simply just look at this and go, you know what, hey, he's right. This is not emotional. This is technical information. This is what readily available, and it doesn't cost us anything. It's at what point the people start to understand that our blockchain, if it continues to pay out at the rate it's paying out and getting the work that it's getting in return, we're not going to survive another quarter and things have to change. So like I was saying, it's at what point are the validators actually paying attention? At what point are they looking into things and going, well, hey, actually, and looking at what I'm looking at, it doesn't take a rocket scientist to take 30 minutes to go and look into things. It's just sheer laziness and more of the idea and the commitment in their minds that the blockchain's dying and it's dead. And they need to grab what they can now before they go, keep their mouth shut and just reap the rewards until it's dead, move off to Luna. And, honestly, I don't blame them because these blockchains like ours are being pillaged and plundered. SHIB went through a similar phase. A lot of other blockchains have also been through similar phases. So without further ado, let's get on to the HCC Dream Team. Now, like I said, this isn't me saying I've got developers on standby ready to, whip a team together. This is me saying what I believe it should all realistically be focused on moving forward. And yes, I've got the United Vision in there. And the reason why I've got it in there is because it's probably one of the best roadmaps that's been outlined and the community are just mostly positive about it. And people want to see it happen. And me and Strafe are already developing things for it. The dynamic commission system is in testing. It does require extensive testing. Me and Strafe have never launched anything that has been rugged, has failed, or caused damage. We do things right. We don't come back. It's like that. It's one of those things. Buy cheap, buy twice. If you cut corners, the likelihood is you're going to have to come back to fix something. We do things right here in the HCC environment. It's very important for us on the factory floor. So like I was saying, I honestly believe, and I'm going to go through a few things here. So, go get a cup of tea, buckle up, and get ready for another 10 minutes of talking, because we need a project manager. The reason why I say this, and no, it's not going to be me, we need a project manager for the simple fact that when we had a project manager, everything seemed to be going good. Developers were doing what they were doing, governance was being obeyed, and the communication was pretty much there. After we got the social media policy in place and got the Twitter spaces stopped, things started to go so well that doxing that project manager was the last resort to try to stab this chain in the gut and make it die finally. We've seen people like Tobias be doxed and have their face used against them. Ed, the same thing. It doesn't stop, and it's every person that ever tries to do something like this get absolutely hounded, and they know that if you cut the head off of this dragon, the dragon's going to be absolutely guideless as to what it's doing, where it's going, how to relate with the community. And I think it's really important. I don't ever think we need a COC or an oversight committee. It's an absolute trumped up job for chumps. We don't. What we need is a project manager. We need people to abide by governance, and we need people to do what they're just supposed to do, do your job. So like I was saying, I believe moving forward, there should be one team, 2 L1 developers, 3 L2 developers. Some people are going to be sat there with the caps on, go, that's not enough L1 developers. I'm under the absolute thumb rule that you should not fix anything that is not broken. So what I believe is we should have an L2 development team pushing forward with things off of the United Vision. And things on this are already being developed. Like I said, for instance, the Dynamic Commission and other things. From the Dynamic Commission, we'll be able to birth a dynamic birth tax. So it's like a 2 stones with 1 bird kind of thing. Chuck Norris style, if you know what I'm saying with the Chuck Norris jokes. Anyway, 3 L2 developers to push forward with these key points on the roadmap, and anything they break along the way that requires L1 work, at that point then the L1 developers step in and go, right, okay, this is broken, let's fix this, and that will allow you to keep pushing forward with that. Let's not go and find things that are not broken to try update, to then break them, to then have to pay these people to fix these issues that they've caused. There's been a huge issue caused with commission recently from the previous update, and it's an absolute devastation on a lot of people. It's just horrible, right? The active base should be growing. It shouldn't be dying. So like I was saying, right, I'm under the thumb rule that you should not fix something that is not broken. If you break things on your journey, then you fix them. It's the same with video games and development, right? A bug pops up, you fix it. Oh, a bug came from that. Okay, well then go and fix that. And it's not, you don't go around trying to create bugs to then fix. It's silly. So I do wholly believe moving forward, we need a 5-man team, a 6th person as a project manager, not being paid $20,000 a quarter. It really doesn't take that. It really doesn't. Now, a lot of people are going to sit there and say, well, who should fill these slots? There are developers inside this space who sit there, they talk all day on Twitter, and they're all talk. They're all bark, no bite. Right? They've got so much to say, but they don't want to get involved. Right? Oh, LUNC's dying. Oh, this is happening. Oh, he double signed. But you're not developing. Interesting. Like I said, moving forward, we should have a very, very slimmed down team like this. Not 10 developers or 5 L1 developers all, joshing about doing what they want to do on their terms and deciding what governance is and if it's law or not law and God knows what else they must discuss. But for me, moving forward, there should be a core team like this along these guidelines. And a lot of people are probably going to disagree with me. And this is all my own opinion. So with all of this and saying everything that we said, covering everything that we've covered so far, this is merely me putting out there what I believe to be the dream team moving forward. So we was talking about who could possibly fill these slots. I honestly believe the current L1 team are just poorly guided at the moment. They've made a lot of bad mistakes and people can always come back from those mistakes. I believe the people to fill this are the current development team with someone as a project manager again. And the reason why I say this is everybody deserves a second opportunity to not, I would not say fall in line, but self-regulate. Right? If you haven't seen that Hexagon suddenly decided to change their payment system from 3 months to monthly, they're self-regulating. It is a desperate attempt to try and keep that paycheck coming in. The amount of things they've taken from my United Vision and from videos recently, it's like in nearly a 2-digit number at this point. It's ridiculous how much they plagiarize what I put out there. But you know, copying someone is a huge amount of flattery from where I'm standing from. If you want to use my ideas, hey, I've just given you a load here. So I do believe we should give them an opportunity to fill these slots. And there's going to be people that are sitting there going, well, this is going to halt development. This is going to make the price go down. It's going to do this. It's going to do that. I'm not interested anymore. I'm not buying it. I'm not drinking the Kool-Aid. Okay, it's been a year and 5 months of people saying it's going to halt development, it's going to slow things down. Oh, the price is going to go down. Well, listen up, Buster. You know, development's been halted. The price is going down. Nothing happens. They break things to fix things. It's an absolute joke. The person who's a project manager needs to understand this blockchain. They need to understand the current goings so they can't have the runaround from developers. At the end of the day, right, if you work in a job and you don't have a supervisor, you're probably not going to be doing what you should be doing at certain times. You're probably going to be on your phone all the time messaging and different things like that. It's that simple. That's why you have supervisors in real life. That's why you have managers and then managing supervisors and CEOs. LUNC needs a business viewpoint and then a business aspect applying to it, because the joke's over. It's been a year, 5 months, and jack diddly tiddly diddly tickety tockety has happened. It's as simple as that. It's early here in the morning. I've got a good vibe because moving forward, this can happen. There's so many developers out there in the cosmos that would love to have a paycheck where they just have to come in. Oh, there's a list of things we've got to do. Brilliant. You haven't even got to think what they need to do. They're being guided from the community. Guess what? Oh, the weight of decisions comes straight off their shoulders. You know, if it all goes wrong, what can they say? Well, you asked us to develop it. We did what you asked us. You know, at what point do people start to realize that if we all work together, we obey governance, we respect the blockchain, we stop pillaging and plundering and giving back and actually showing everybody externally that this is a great blockchain to get involved with, things will start to move back upwards. The trajectory will start to look good. The sentiment will start to come back to the blockchain. The whole 13x run was built on nothing but sentiment. Terra Rebels never built anything. They never applied anything. No funding was ever given. All they did was take a $150,000 paycheck. When things were going good and all of us were brainwashed, including myself until I left Terra Rebels, everything was going good and sentiment drove us up by 13x. The reason why that was possible at that point is because we were as low as we are now, but guess what? We're even lower. So people who are sat there and they think that all of this is going to halt development, you know, you're kidding yourself. Your investment's dropped by nearly 150%, as has mine. I hold a LUNC bag, same as everybody. Commission is paid out in LUNC. Something to take point of right now is this, the lack of information people give to everybody. It's like the funding thing with people who say with nodes. Every time, you know, delegate of us and it'll cover the funding for the endpoint infrastructure and won't need to ask for funding. Guess what? At 6% voting power, how much do you think? Put in the comment section, pause the video. Once I've said this, go put it in the comments. Don't cheat. How much do you think 6% voting power gives you in return a month as a validator in commission currently? Pause it. Go put it in the comment section. $1,000. Yep, $1,000 just over. Right? So you tell me how they're going to cover $20,000, right? By doing that. They're not. It's a ruse just to get voting power. And this is the joke. Everybody's got an angle and everybody's got some sort of like ultimative as to why they're doing anything. It's never for the blockchain. It's never for the community. It's always for them. It's always for their back pockets. We need to wake up. We need to drink the lemonade, not the Kool-Aid. We need to take the correct pill this time. And we need to be honest, we need to be mature, and we need to look at this blockchain for what it is. It has the infrastructure, it's readily available, we can make changes. What we could start to do is get this dynamic, streamlined HCC Dream Team in place, and then look to All Nodes, the person who has supported every update, fixed every issue. Anytime anybody's got an issue with funds sent somewhere, you go to All Nodes. We should be looking to them to ensure that they stay on this chain, they continue building, they continue supporting, and they continue helping this blockchain grow. And it's the same as TFL. We need to embrace the legacy infrastructure that is being updated by them, TerraSwap, and Astroport, and supported across the cosmos currently. It has the mobile apps, it has the extension, it has the station, the T's are crossed, the I's are dotted, tickety boo. What more could we ask for at this point as a community? Realistically, we couldn't. The joke's over. It's been a year and 5 months, folks. Tell me what you think. Let me know what you think. Let me know what you think about this. Let me know if you didn't know about all of this. And let me know if this video helped you understand the situation in hand. It's very important that everybody starts to understand, because then you can let your validators know that, hey, you know, we shouldn't be funding these people, and hey, we should be taking a halt, and let's get the pay per milestone system in. Let's get things done properly. And hey, maybe you consider redelegating to someone like me who really loves this blockchain, who really wants to see it grow, who really wants to support it, really wants to build on it, integrates into it, develops on it. I'm always here. Folks, stay safe, stay humble, stay aware, and as always, I'll catch you in the next one. A hiccup there at the end.